we have to determine the numerical values of the x and y components. So let's look at question 13, and you can see that they are giving us the angle between the positive x-axis and the vector as 130 degrees. So that means this angle here is 50, because when they add up, it has to be add up to 180. So for AX, we look at line here. This is our AX, as well as this. So if we look at AX, we see that cosine of 50 is equal to AX divided by the hypotenuse, which is 5. And so that gives us AX equals 5 cosine of 50. But you see that this is in the second quadrant, or the vector started out in the second quadrant, which means our x component is negative. So we have to put a negative sign. So that gives us negative 3.21. The question is not giving us units, so there are no units. And as for AY, this is AY here, and so is AY here. So if we take sine of 50 degrees, we have AY divided by the hypotenuse, which is 5. So that gives us 5 sine 50. And in the second quadrant, the y is positive. So it is positive 3.83. You have to make sure your calculator is set for degrees and not radians. And you can see that this is since this is 50 degrees, this has to be and components. So just do this. So this is our by, and this is our bx. So this angle is 60 because it has to add up to 90 degrees. So let's just use this triangle here. You can also use the other triangle with the 60 degrees. So that gives us bx equals 4 cosine of 30 degrees. And because it is in the third quadrant, both x and y are negative. To remember to put the negative sign. So this gives us negative 3.46. And for y, we have 4 sine of 30 degrees, and it is also negative because the vector is in the third quadrant. This gives us negative 2.00. And that is using the little triangle, which is shaded here in red. You can also use this triangle here with the 60 degrees, and you should get the same values. For question 15, we have cy and cx. So for cx, we can use cosine because that is the adjacent, and then divided by the hypotenuse, which is 5. So that is 5 cosine 45. And x is positive in the fourth quadrant. So it is positive 3.54. And in the fourth quadrant, the y is negative. Negative 5 sine of 45. And that gives us negative 3.84. You must insert a minus sign when direction is negative.